The NAACP estimates that the United States has 5% of the world's population, but holds 21% of the world's prison population. And furthermore, 3/4 of those released from prison will reoffend again and be arrested within 5 years. That's a vast number of incarcerations. And I believe we can improve society by making some changes to the criminal justice system. These changes will be for compassion's sake, but will also save us billions of dollars, and they will help convicted offenders become productive members of our communities. Without these changes, we are doomed to continue the mistakes of the past. According to the Sentencing Initiative, the rate of incarceration has increased by 500% over the past 40 years. So we must come up with a solution. However, to find a solution, we must first understand the problem. So today, I'm going to talk about the problem. Then I'm going to examine 3 central causes of this problem. And finally, I'm going to offer a solution to the problems we face. I believe that instead of focusing on increased incarceration and harsher sentencing, we can greatly lower the rate of recidivism by focusing on mental health issues, educational deficiencies, and substance abuse disorders. So what's the problem? The problem is the rising prison population in America with a high recidivism rate. So what is recidivism? It's repeating or returning to criminal behavior or offenses. And the population increase there is due to new prisoners joining the ranks of existing offenders who keep coming back again and again and again. So what are the causes of these crimes? Well, there's 3 main causes that I found in my research. Crimes are caused by people with mental health issues, substance abuse disorders, or a lack of education. Mental health is the first one I'd like to look at. Those with severe mental illness are much more likely to be in jail than the average American. The Bureau of Justice Statistics estimates that over half of prisoners suffer from severe mental illnesses. Secondly, substance abuse is a major factor in the commission of crimes. The Center for Addiction estimates that 85% of the Americans in prison use illicit substances. Furthermore, only 11% of those in prison received treatment for their issues while in jail. The final factor is a lack of education access. Criminals turn to crime for income many times, and many of them can't read, write, or socialize. And the lack of these skills prevents them from becoming productive members of society upon their release. So what is a solution to these problems? It's not to send people to jail for longer. It's not going to incarcerate them for harsher sentences. But the solution to the problem is to fix these 3 major causes that lead to the commission of these crimes. And in doing so, reduce the odds of a prisoner returning upon release. I believe that we need to fund mental health fixes, first of all. This can be done through ways such as counseling, group classes, and pharmaceuticals for those who need it. One-on-one time with social workers, psychologists could also be helpful. Group classes, such as anger management or problem solving, could help prisoners learn to cope with their issues. And medication, of course, could be effectively diagnosed and dispersed to those who really need that as help. Secondly, education. We need to increase vocational options upon release. Prisoners benefit greatly from GED, college, or trade-specific certifications. According to the Journal of Correctional Education, prisoners in New York who earn a college degree are half as likely to get arrested after being released. Some prisoners don't need that level of education, but they simply need access to reading classes or perhaps classes on financial planning or management to avoid them getting into situations that could lead to their arrest or reoffense. Finally, substance abuse issues are the third disorder that must be addressed. People need much more than a detox while they're in prison. They need access to classes, interaction, and mentors to help them stay on the right path. They need support services lined up upon release, such as halfway houses. But they also need access to soup kitchens and shelters and other resources so that upon their release, they can find their way back if they fall off track. By eliminating major causes of recidivism, we can provide a path forward towards a brighter future for offenders. In conclusion, I believe that we need personal responsibility, but we also need to maximize the chance of success for the offenders leaving our criminal justice system. And to do that, we need to help them out in those three areas I mentioned. So many would advocate for enhanced punishment, but I hope that I've convinced you today that treatment is the way forward. By increasing access to mental health treatment, by increasing access to education, and by increasing access to job prospects and to support after prison, we can provide a better future for our offenders and thereby increase our own standard of life in America and save us billions of dollars in the process. Thank you.